This is LiveHipHopDaily.tv.
Yo, man, we back on the Good Hennessy Show.
Yes, sir.
Special guest in the building. Do I call you Coach Mark Star or do I just say Mark Star? You tell me, which one is it?
Coach Mark is good.
Coach Mark, man.
Yeah.
Coach Mark. Welcome to the Good Hennessy Show, man. How you doing, bro?
Man, it's an honor. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you all for having me.
No problem, man. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Back in the South, we say coach.
Coach.
It'll be coach. That's old nigga spiritual.
Yeah.
That sounds like Jamaican too. I'm Jamaican. So.
Okay.
All right.
So, you're here on the Good Hennessy Show, man, and I was looking at some of the stuff that you had going on, and you're one of those people that I think that we all need. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're that person, that life coach, that person that's in your corner that's always pushing you to go a little bit further. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I saw a couple of your visuals, and the thing you do it every week is the
Power and a half hour.
Power and a half hour. So
absolutely.
Kind of walk us through exactly what that is and how you even got your start in being a motivational speaker and a coach, a life coach or motivational speaker. Which one?
Well, I say I'm a success coach and a belief coach and a peak performance coach.
Okay.
Because I train athletes as well, just to operate at their peak state. You know?
Okay.
So that's exactly what I do. Power and a half hour is something I started maybe about a year and a half ago, because tonight is call number 72. So I've been doing it for 72 weeks. And essentially what I do is I go in and I just study success. One of my mentors told me this, and it absolutely blew me away. The easiest way to become successful is just to do what other successful people do. So essentially what I spend the majority of my day doing is studying successful people, right? And then I teach other people what it is that they do, because I feel that if anybody can be successful, then you can be successful as well. We just got to learn what they did to become successful. And once we learn that and implement it into our lives, then we can create the same level of success.
Absolutely. So it's one of those things where, now, okay, let me ask you this, right? So you're watching somebody that has a proven success record, right? How do you differentiate from that person's success versus your own? Because I know you can't do everything that person did, right?
Right.
So, yeah, how do you kind of weed through that?
I mean, essentially, I look at their habits.
Okay.
I look at what they do. Right. I look at their habits and what they do, and then I try to implement those, and everybody's going to have their own way. But one of the things that I've noticed is that, like, successful people and poor people have two completely different sets of habits.
Okay.
Right. So I try to implement as many of the success habits as I possibly can and implement those into my lives. And then just even understanding their stories as well, because, a lot of times they tell us that, success, all the richest people, that their mom and dad gave them money, right? And that's how they got started, and that's why they're at where they're at. A lot of times people try to hold on to those type of stories because it makes them feel good as to why they're not where it is that they want to be at. And one thing that I've learned is that if you take the 100 richest people on the planet, and especially in the United States, 75% of them are self-made. Like, if you really sit down and think about it, almost all the richest people in the United States and really in the world are all self-made. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, all these guys started their business with absolutely no money, right? Out of their garage, out of their basements, out of their garage, and it was able to create massive levels of wealth. So you know what? The way I look at it is that these guys aren't any smarter than me, right? They just know certain little techniques, and if I can learn what it is that they did, then I can create that same level of success.
Absolutely. I saw one of your videos, and you said that we all have the same 24 hours in a day, right?
Absolutely.
And, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were saying, like, the average person starting a business, they're working for about 18 hours, right? It was 18 hours a day doing work, and then the other hours they may be sleeping. But for the most part, if you can, where the average person is working 8 hours a day and you're working 18 hours a day, you can accomplish what they can do in a year in 4 months.
Absolutely.
4 or 5 months.
Absolutely. I think that one of the biggest things that holds a lot of people back, right, is that we compare ourselves to our homeboy that's not doing much. So, like, even for those of us that are working like our 9-to-5 job, right, and then we're trying to start another business, whether it's like some multi-level marketing or it's just whatever little business that you're doing off on the side. You come home and then you look at your homeboy, he's not doing nothing, you know, and then you come home and say, all right, I'm gonna work this business for 1 hour hour out the day or whatever, and then that's what we compare ourselves to, and then we wonder why it is that we don't attain that level of success that we want. And even the people that start, because there's a lot of people that had jobs first before they started their business, right? But they use their jobs as something different. They use their jobs as an area where they can grow and learn from, took that knowledge, and then while they were working their job, they were still building their business on the side. You see what I'm saying? And then when it was the right time, they went ahead and jumped off that cliff and created massive levels of success.
So I kind of want to stay on what you just said, though, because I truly believe that that's one of the myths in society today, right? A lot of people feel like they have to stop working their job in order to focus on a dream or something else.
Right.
What do you say to that?
I don't necessarily think so. You know, for me, I started off, I never had a job, right? I mean, my last job that I never had a job since I graduated college. So I haven't had a job in over 20 years. It's been about 20 years since I've had a job. But you know what? And I always thought that was the right way, and it may not have been the right way. I mean, maybe it was the right way for me, but I don't think that it has to be the right way for everyone else. A lot of people look at his job as like, man, I'm going to go here, put my little 7 or 8 hours in, get my paycheck and be out, right? And they're not taking the opportunity to learn as much as they can. I look at some of the most successful people and they had jobs, right? And they learned in their jobs. Larry Ellison, he's like the third or fourth richest person in America, worth 55 billion with a B, and worked a job for 10 years, right? Took everything that he learned and then went off and started his own business. Jan Koum, that's another dude. This guy came to America, bro, when he was 16, lived in public housing with his mom, right? Came from the Ukraine when he was 16, worked at Yahoo for like 5 years, right? And then when he left Yahoo, took a little break, a couple of his homeboys that he worked at Yahoo with, they went and started up this little company called WhatsApp, then sold it to Facebook for 19 billion.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But all these guys, and I can tell you examples after examples after examples after examples of guys that worked a job, that had a job and learned something in their job and took what they learned and then use that to go and start their own business. And most people they're doing they think that they're doing their jobs a disservice, but they're really doing themselves a disservice. You see what I'm saying? Like by going in and half-ass working in your job, you're not doing your job a disservice. You're doing yourself a disservice because your job is there for you to learn from, right? And then gain some, because they paying you to learn.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I was just talking to somebody yesterday about this. And I was like, man, so many people would rather go to a school and pay the school, trade school or whatever, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year to learn, right? Nah, you go and get you a job in whatever field. It doesn't matter what you do. Even if you're only making $15,000, $20,000 a year, you're getting paid to learn versus paying to learn. You see what I'm saying? So you take all that information, all that knowledge, right, that you learning on your job, if you going in and busting your behind and working, and then when it's the right time, that's when you bust your move.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Part right there. Because I ain't gonna call no names, but just say, like the job I work at, I use that same method that you just spoke about, and I got a homeboy that I guess he don't really like being at the job he's at.
Right.
So my thing is, instead of being at that job pissed off all damn day, moping around all damn day, you don't want to be there. I was trying to tell him to apply that same thing, like try to learn something in the company, you know what I'm saying? Or you can apply it to maybe a company that you want to open one day, or take that and move up in the company or something. But with that being said, I always say, just making $300 a week. I told the owner, because I got a chance to work with the owners of my company every day.
Right.
I told them personally, I was like, we was talking about raises and stuff. I would like a raise, but instead, $300 a week, shit, I really make $600. That's what I told them. just from watching them, I feel like I'm getting paid double.
Absolutely. You know what? A friend of mine had gave me, because he heard me talk about this concept before, and he said, you know what it is? It's called corporate espionage. You see what I'm saying? So you really going in, you want to get back at your boss, go in and learn everything you can from him. Go in and work harder than you're supposed to work. You see what I'm saying? When he has extra stuff for you to do, stay a little bit later and learn everything that you possibly can. Right? And take all that knowledge, and then take that knowledge and then when it's time for you, you go ahead and bust your own business and then take it to the next level. That's how you get back. But you being mad, you going to work and making the $300 a week and being mad about it or whatever, that's not going to do you any good, because you're not even trying to learn. You're just trying to go in there and then just do the minimal amount of, because you like, man, I'm supposed to be getting paid more than $300 a week, so I ain't even gonna give them my full value. Nah, you go in there and work, bro. Right. You go in there and work, because it doesn't. I'm telling you, I study these successful people, and some of these guys that have million is nothing nowadays. You see what I'm saying? Like, most of us, we don't even know no millionaires, right? But million is nothing. When I see guys creating billions of dollars in like 3 years, 5 years, like the guys that own Airbnb, right? They started at, you familiar with what Airbnb is?
Yeah.
You know what it is? Okay, it's just, all it is a website where they have where people can post, like, let's say you wanted to rent this room out, and you can go in there and post the website and rent this room out to somebody for the night, or one of your bedrooms, or you can rent the whole house or whatever. These guys came up with this concept in 2008. They didn't have no money. You see what I'm saying? They went and started really, it was just like, hey, we gonna make some extra money because we don't even have enough money to pay our rent, right? And we gonna rent out. We know there's a big convention coming in town, or like, let's say the big game coming in town or whatever, right? And hey, let's just make a few extra dollars. We just get some sleeping bags and put it on Craigslist and rent out, because we know that there's not enough hotel rooms for everybody that's coming in town, right? So that's what these 3 dudes did in San Francisco, because they knew that there was a big convention coming in town. They did it. It popped off. They made them a couple $100. They're like, hey, we could do this as a business, right? These guys started this business in 2008 with no money. Right now, Airbnb is worth $25 billion with a B dollars. You see what I'm saying? And I can give you example after example after, because that's all I do is study the most successful people. And I realize that these guys ain't no smarter than me and you, bro.
Yeah. They're just working. They're doing the work.
Right. They're just doing the work. They're figuring out what it is that needs to be done, and they putting that work in, and they got the right habits. You see what I'm saying? They're doing the right things on a daily basis. They're not hanging out all the time. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to get to it. Yeah. They're figuring it out. They studying other successful people. So that's essentially what I do and what I teach other people to do.
Absolutely. I just want to say shout out to Teron, man. He's looking in right now. He just said everything we pay, like everything we paid like $30,000 to learn in college is on the internet for free now. Right?
Absolutely.
And it's like that's a real good point, bro. Real good
Absolutely.
point. You know, I did want to bring up while we have you here is your book that we have here. Repeat After Me, right? This is definitely a dope concept. I was flipping through the pages, and it looks like it's a very easy read.
Very easy read, yeah.
So walk us through, your book and what you have going on here, and we can get that for the camera here too. And just kind of tell us the idea behind the book and the thought process, what you were going through when you were writing this.
You know what? One of the things that I learned is that the reason why most people stay where they're at, like I'm sure that you probably got some homeboys that they're at the or even who is it that went back home? You just went back home?
Yeah.
Okay. Then if let's say you didn't go back home for 5 years or 10 years, I'm sure that when you go back, right, you'll see some cats that's doing the same exact thing 5 years later,
over and over again,
10 years later, right? They're doing the same exact thing or whatever, and the only reason why is because they haven't taken in any new information.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how we take ourselves to the next level, by taking in new information. When I study guys like Warren Buffett is 85 years old, worth $65 billion. And this man reads or takes in 5 hours of new information every single day. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, all these successful guys read for like 3 to 5 hours every single day. You see what I'm saying? Once I learned that, man, I become a reading machine. I won't even answer my phone until I take in 4 hours of new info every day. So I realized the thing that holds a lot of people back is the fact that they don't read, right? Because we just don't be in the habit of reading, because nobody never really explained to us the whole purpose of reading. You see what I'm saying? It's not to read like books like Harry Potter and these love novels. No, forget all of that. You see what I'm saying? The only reason why I read, because I didn't really start reading until I turned 30, about 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I just turned 40. So once I realized that, I just became obsessed with reading. You see what I'm saying? Like so far this year, I bought over 100 books. You see what I'm saying? Like I read for 4 to 5 hours or take in new information. So not just reading, listening to audiobooks, watching successful interviews on YouTube and you know what I'm saying? And watching documentaries or whatever. So I said, you know what, man? I want to create a book that somebody that even that thinks that they don't have the time to read. Because when I first started, I didn't think I had the time either. Who would have thought that I'd be reading for 4 or 5 hours a day now? I didn't think I had the time. So I said, let me create a book for somebody that could read for 5-10 minutes a day. And I know that it can impact their life. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I did that. I came out with this book maybe about 7-8 months ago. Okay. And I've had people and when I tell you literally all over the world, because I offer it for free online. People could download it for free at repeataftermebook.com. And then I've had people tell me, man, they've read this book and they've doubled their income. And it's just success principles, you know, like, and I wish I could say that I'm just so smart and I created this and nobody else. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like really all I do is just go in and study the most successful people and I put it in this book in the easiest format possible so that anyone that could afford to read 5 minutes a day in 30 days, you'll finish this book. If you read what's in this book and apply what you learn to your life, you will absolutely change your life.
That's dope, man.
I'm not a reader.
Most people aren't. And you know why? You know why you're not a reader? Because nobody really explained to you the whole purpose of reading. You know, because I wasn't either. Like my dad used to make me read when I was like 5-6 years old, and I wanted to be outside playing, man. And ever since then, I hated reading. Right. I went through high school, I went through college, trying not to read. You know what I'm saying? Like I would do everything, and I graduated with over a 3.0 grade point average, but that's not reading nothing. Like, like trying to just figure out. I spent more work trying to figure out how not to read the textbooks than if I would have just went and read the books. You see what I'm saying? But and it was only because nobody explained to me that everything I needed to learn to take my life to another level was inside of a book. Instead of telling us that, man, we got all these secrets to become, they behind it from us. They don't want us to be successful. Nah, man, it's just in a book. Right. You see what I'm saying? And if you find the right books and read the right material and apply some action to it, you can take your life to another level. Any one of us in this room right now can become billionaires. I don't care how old we are or what. We just got to learn the right techniques. Because it's too many people becoming billionaires. Right. You see what I'm saying? And it's too many people becoming not millionaires. You know what I'm saying? Like people, not millionaires, billionaires. You see what I'm saying? It's too many people becoming billionaires in like 3 years, like Evan Spiegel. In 2-3 years, this guy created Snapchat and was worth $3 billion. Facebook offered to buy it for $3 billion. Man said no. 2 years later, it's worth $19 billion. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? It's too many of these guys doing that, man. Why we need to start doing it, man. All we gotta do is just start reading the right stuff, studying the right people, learning the right habits, and I promise you, we could be up there too. It's not too many of us in that B category. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
you're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. But look, man, we do appreciate you coming through. Like, how can people, if they want to reach out to you, get more of these principles? Or do you offer consulting or anything of that nature?
You know what? It's so I've had so many. Right now, I'm training I'm training an athlete that's going to the Olympics. I do like peak performance training, so I'm training an athlete that's going to the Olympics, and I've had a lot of people reach out to me about coaching, and I'm actually putting together a coaching program, a mentoring coaching program. Find me on Instagram. I'm at Coach Mark Speaks, at Coach Mark Speaks. On Facebook, it's The Real Mark Star, or because I have a couple different pages, but find the one that says The Real Mark Star. I do a weekly motivational call every Monday night that people can listen to for free. Call-in number is 404-793-7050. That's at 9 p.m. That's why I got to get out of here. Get prepared for that. But I mean, every Monday night, man, for 30 minutes, I just drop nothing but jewels. I just hit them with, and you listen to it, man, and apply what you hear. You listen, you just apply 10% of what you hear. I guarantee it's going to change your life, you know?
Absolutely, man. Well, look, we appreciate you coming on,
man. Thank you, brothers. Thank
you for the book. I'm definitely going to be reading this.
Definitely.
Definitely going to read it.
I just want to say this real quick, because I'm just flipping through the repeat to yourself. Like, how important. I know it's important because it's at the end of every chapter.
Right.
I noticed that.
Right.
like just real briefly explain to them how important that is, because I always thought that to myself. Like I repeat stuff,
Right.
Like, so I can. And you say keep it short, like
Right,
it's almost
man.
like you
This
elementary
that
folk.
positive self-talk, you know, that positive self-talk, going in there and then encourage, because we've had so many people beat us down and tell us about all the things we can't do. You know what I'm saying? So we got to start encouraging ourselves and tell ourselves of all the things that we can do. Right. So really, that repeat to yourself part is where you're creating your own affirmations and repeating them to yourself every single day, and letting yourself know that you are a champion, you are successful, you are about to get to this money.
Right.
For real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It don't matter where you at right now. It's man, you know how many guys I've studied that was making $300 a week, $500 a week, and then they had a breakthrough. They came in with a great idea, put some action to it. Right. A year or two later, they worth $2 billion. You see what I'm saying, bro? So like when I see that, man, I know anybody could do it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I'll never tell somebody they can't. I know anybody could do it. I know you could do it. You know what I'm saying? And you got that $1 billion idea, not million. Not million.
Not mills.
Not million. You see what I'm saying? $1 billion idea.
Right.
It just takes learning, you know what I'm saying, studying the right things and learning how to put that idea into action. That's it. That's all it is.
Gotcha.
Absolutely, man. Well, look, bro, I appreciate you.
Man,
you
thank
are
you,
a
so.
motivational speaker in every sense of the word, bro. So we do appreciate you.
I say
coming
believe,
through.
coach.
Believe, coach.
Because
Believe,
really,
coach.
that's what it is, man. Really, I'm just showing people, you know, building belief in people. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because once you have that belief that, yo, you can make it for real, then there's nothing that you won't do. Most people that don't do anything, that just talk, it's only because they don't really deep down inside believe that they can make it. You see what I'm saying? Because once you believe, like if I had $1 million outside, I told you it's $1 million outside, you go down there to get it. You might not go out there and get it if you didn't believe it was there. Right. But if I gave it to your homie right here, he walked outside with it, you probably be through the window for that. You see what I'm saying? Because you believe, you know it's there.
Yeah, you know it's there.
You see what I'm saying? So like for me, and what I try to train people and coach people on is for them to know that the success is there, that billion is there waiting for them. Right. And once you know that, then you ain't got no problem working 18 hours a day.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? You really got a problem. Like you don't even want to go to sleep. You see what I'm saying? 'Cause you like, man, I don't even want to sleep. I got to get to it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what I do. I'm a belief coach.
There you go, man. Well, look, thanks again for coming through, man. You're welcome to come
Thank
back
you.
anytime. I think we almost need to do like a weekly segment. With
Hey,
you guys.
brother,
So-
just tell me when you guys want me to come back,
we
and
got
I
you,
will
man.
be here.
We're going to talk, man. We're going to
right.
definitely talk, man.
For
Hey,
sure.
we'll be back. Good Hennessy Show.
Sure.